Hello, everyone, and welcome to AI Seeking the Truth. We definitely go off the rails here, guys. This is my second channel. If you have not subscribed to it, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel. It is my alternate channel, so if something was to ever happen to my other channel, this is where you would be able to catch me. Guys, I have one for you today I don't think you're ever going to forget, and honestly, it is one of my worst nightmares, also. Something that I hope I never see in my lifetime. I've always had this fear of something looking back in the window at me. Well, sounds like that's what happened to this guy in this encounter coming up, and I doubt he'll ever forget it either. So, what do you say? Let's jump into this encounter. This happened to me when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I can't quite remember exactly. I lived with my parents next to a small playground, and in the neighborhood were many kids my age that I used to play with very often. Our old apartment, it was on the second floor, and my bedroom had a huge window that was basically replacing one of the walls. That window was also facing right down to the playground, and I used to check from there if kids were out, and I would go play with them if I seen them down there already playing. When we moved from that apartment, we went basically on the other side of the playground from where I had only been about 2 minutes away from being able to walk down there to play. The new apartment even had a small garden and a fish pond. Since I couldn't check from the window anymore if kids were playing in the playground that I could join, I had to go there alone to check if someone was out to play with. One day, on a nice summer day when my father was at work, I asked my mom if I could go out and play on the playground because I could hear the kids playing and laughing. Of course, my mom said I could go, and so I got ready, put some shoes on, and I went out to the playground. But when I got there, no one else was there. I was confused because I heard kids playing and laughing just a few minutes ago. So, why was the playground empty? It wasn't really a big one either. Only a slide, two swings, and some stone tables with games engraved and stone chairs around the tables. I thought maybe I'd heard some kids on the other way, maybe on the other playground. So I decided to stay. I went to the slide a few times, played in the sand, and soon went on to the swings. From the swings, depending on which way you were sitting, you could either look into the neighbor's gardens or onto the street ahead that was next to the underground car park entrance for the houses and apartments. Usually, some older people that lived with the gardens would be in the gardens, and sometimes they would talk with us kids, knowing us and our parents. But since no one was outside, I sat on the swings facing the street. As I was swinging and still waiting for the kids to come play, our old apartment with the huge window was to my right. From the corner of my eye, I saw a shadow to my right. So I looked over, expecting someone to come from the house, but no one came. And that's when I saw something that had to be straight from the depths of hell. A figure completely dressed in black standing right at my old bedroom window, staring at me. The figure looked human, but something was wrong. Like a really tall adult dressed in a Halloween costume, but it was in the middle of the summer. The slight already the sight already had startled me. But the real scare got me when I saw the face. The figure's face was extremely large and extremely pale. I could clearly see that the face was no mask at all, but a real face. Black eyes, a long, silently screaming mouth with a pale white skin. It was so tall, the head reached almost all the way up to the top of the window, but I couldn't see any arms or legs, just black cloth. I stopped swinging and got up, took off running and confused. Then I figured I'd turn around and I looked, and that's when I immediately saw it waving at me. I ran and I was telling my mom there were no kids and I didn't want to play alone. I never saw that figure ever again, but I swear that was the scariest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. When that mouth opened, it was so large it could have swallowed your head. Way abnormally off. Its mouth was so huge its teeth were spiked, almost like little needles. Good God, I hope I don't dream about it again tonight. I cannot forget this image, but I wanted everyone to know that these things, they do exist. You know, in them old apartments, guys, you never know what's happened in them before you live there. You know, you don't know what's going on in them when you do live there. I would suggest that you use oil and pray over your windows and doors and plead the blood of Jesus over them because you never know what's going on, even just a wall away from you. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope that you enjoy this channel. We've got a lot more coming, and I ask you to please subscribe, ring the bell, and select all, and we'll have a lot more off the rail encounters on the way. Thank you for listening.